Narcissists can't afford to lose you. This is what they really want. Imagine being with someone who always seems to know exactly how to push your buttons, someone who's constantly demanding attention, admiration, and validation. Their self-image is grandiose, yet when they feel threatened or challenged, they react as if their very identity is at stake. These behaviors aren't just the quirks of a difficult person. They could be signs of narcissism. But here's the catch. Narcissists can't afford to lose you. In fact, they need you. Understanding what they really want might just be the key to surviving and managing a relationship with someone who exhibits these traits. Why do narcissists behave this way? Why can't they afford to lose you, even though their actions might sometimes seem like they're pushing you away? The truth is, beneath the surface of their inflated ego and constant need for admiration, narcissists are often deeply insecure. And while they may appear self-absorbed, they need others to reflect back their sense of self-worth. If you're wondering why you're stuck in a cycle with someone who constantly seeks your attention, approval, and validation, you're not alone. The truth is, what narcissists really want is something much deeper than superficial admiration. The narcissist's need for validation. Narcissists thrive on validation. It's their oxygen. Without it, they feel like they're suffocating, and this is why they can't afford to lose you. Their self-esteem is fragile, often built on a house of cards that only stays intact as long as others feed it. Every compliment, every acknowledgement, and every sign of admiration from you adds another layer of security to their fragile self-worth. But here's where it gets complicated. They will often demand validation in ways that can feel draining or manipulative. Their charm, persuasive tactics, and often subtle forms of emotional manipulation are all part of an unspoken contract. They give you just enough admiration or affection to keep you hooked. But when they sense you're pulling away or no longer giving them the validation they crave, their behavior shifts dramatically. The need for external validation stems from deep insecurities. Narcissists struggle with feelings of inadequacy or worthlessness that they try to mask with grandiosity and dominance. While their inflated self-image might appear as arrogance, it's actually a defense mechanism that protects them from the inner emptiness they constantly feel. So, when a narcissist feels like they're losing your validation, they don't just lose an admirer, they lose a crucial part of their identity. This is why narcissists often try to reel you back in when they feel they are losing your attention or affection. It's not just about wanting you, it's about needing you to survive emotionally. Why narcissists can't afford to lose you? The core reason narcissists can't afford to lose you is because you provide something essential to their emotional survival: validation. Without someone constantly reflecting back their worth, their entire identity starts to crumble. It's like watching a house of cards collapse as soon as a single piece is removed. This explains why narcissists can seem so controlling, possessive, or clingy when they feel you slipping away. They can't afford to let go of the one person who reinforces their fragile ego. In addition, narcissists often struggle with intimacy and emotional connection. They crave attention, but they don't know how to form authentic, healthy relationships. Their relationships are transactional. They give something to get something, and it's often a reflection of their need to feel superior or special. You, as their partner, friend, or confidant, represent the mirror they use to see themselves. When they start to lose you, they lose their reflection. Moreover, narcissists often struggle with empathy and emotional depth. This means they don't understand the impact of their behavior on others. And when someone starts pulling away from them, they can't process it in a healthy way. They'll either double down on their manipulative tactics, become more controlling, or lash out in anger to reassert their dominance. The fear of abandonment is intense for narcissists. While they may project an image of self-sufficiency, the reality is that they rely heavily on others to feed their emotional needs. If they fear losing you, they might try to guilt-trip you, manipulate your emotions, or even become hyper-attentive to keep you from leaving. This is all part of their defense mechanism to ensure that they continue to receive the validation they so desperately need. What do narcissists really want? Now that we've explored why narcissists can't afford to lose you, let's take a deeper look into what they truly desire. It's not love, at least not in the traditional sense of the word. It's not the kind of genuine companionship or emotional intimacy that many people seek in relationships. At their core, narcissists are driven by a profound need to feel superior, validated, and admired by others, particularly by those closest to them. What narcissists crave most is being the center of attention. But this need isn't just about being noticed or acknowledged. It's far more profound than that. They want to be revered, placed on a pedestal, and treated as though they are the most important person in the room, the one whose presence commands awe and respect. They need admiration and respect, not because they believe they truly deserve it, but because receiving it from others reinforces their fragile sense of self-worth. The admiration they seek serves as the constant fuel to their ego, a source of validation they cannot do without. Narcissists don't just want attention, they need it to survive emotionally. If they don't receive the constant admiration and recognition they crave, they are left feeling empty and insecure. This is why their need for attention can often feel insatiable or excessive. It's as if their very identity depends on how others see them. When they feel like they're no longer in the spotlight, their confidence wavers, and their sense of self can start to unravel. Alongside this desire for attention, narcissists also crave control, particularly control over how others perceive them and how they are seen in the world. Narcissists work hard to craft and maintain a specific image of themselves, a version of themselves that is perfect, superior, and enviable. When this image is challenged, or when someone dares to question them or contradict their carefully curated narrative, their response is often defensive and combative. They react strongly, sometimes with anger or hostility, to regain control of the situation and reassert their dominance. It's not just about winning an argument. It's about maintaining control over how others perceive them. In their eyes, control means power, and they need that power to feel secure in their place in the world. A narcissist cannot tolerate being seen as ordinary or weak. Their identity is so intricately tied to how others view them that when they perceive their image or reputation as being under threat, they become desperate to regain control. This can manifest in various manipulative behaviors, such as guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or even attempting to sabotage others to preserve their own sense of superiority. They need to ensure that they are the ones calling the shots, even in the context of their relationships. What narcissists want more than anything, however, is to be seen as exceptional. They need constant validation, not just that they are good enough, but that they are extraordinary, unique, and deserving of admiration. This need for validation goes beyond the ordinary and into the realm of the grandiose. Narcissists see themselves as special, and they expect everyone around them to see them the same way. This need is so strong that they will go to great lengths to secure it. Whether it's through charm, manipulation, or playing on your emotions, they will do whatever it takes to get the attention and adoration they feel they deserve. The lengths narcissists will go to in order to gain validation are often extreme. They may alternate between grand displays of affection and attention to draw you in, only to later shift to more controlling or manipulative behaviors to ensure that they remain the focus of your attention. Their sense of self-worth is entirely dependent on how others perceive them, which is why they cannot afford to lose you. If they lose your validation, if you stop seeing them as special or stop reflecting back their idealized image, they feel as if they are losing themselves. Their entire self-concept is built on this fragile construct of being admired and adored, and without that external reinforcement, they risk spiraling into feelings of emptiness and inadequacy. This is why narcissists can often be so persistent, even when their behavior seems damaging or manipulative. It's not about you or your relationship. It's about their desperate need for validation and their fear of losing it. The validation they seek becomes a lifeline, something they cling to in order to maintain their fragile sense of identity. And because of this, they will often do whatever is necessary to keep you around, to keep you giving them the attention, admiration, and praise that they feel they need to survive emotionally. In the end, narcissists don't just want love or companionship. They want constant reinforcement of their superiority and uniqueness. They need to feel exceptional and untouchable. Their identity and emotional survival depend on how others see them, which is why they can never afford to lose you. If they do, they lose the validation that keeps them afloat, and with it, the sense of self they've worked so hard to maintain. The cycle of narcissistic relationships. Relationships with narcissists often follow a cyclical pattern that can leave you feeling emotionally drained and confused. When you first enter a relationship with a narcissist, they can be incredibly charming and attentive, making you feel like the center of their world. Their magnetic personality and overwhelming affection create a sense of exclusivity, making you feel special and important. This phase is often referred to as love bombing, where the narcissist showers you with compliments, gifts, and constant attention, all designed to captivate you and pull you in emotionally. At this stage, everything feels perfect, and it's easy to believe that this intense affection is the foundation of a lasting, loving relationship. However, as time passes, the narcissist's true nature starts to emerge more clearly. What initially seemed like genuine love and attention begins to reveal itself as a need for validation. Their emotional demands become more pronounced, and what once felt like kindness and affection gradually morphs into something more controlling and manipulative. The narcissist's focus shifts from making you feel loved to ensuring that they are always the center of your world. They may start to use tactics like emotional manipulation, gaslighting, or subtle forms of control to keep you focused on them and their needs, often at the expense of your own emotional well-being. The constant need for admiration and validation begins to outweigh any real affection or care they may have once shown. As this dynamic continues, you may start to notice shifts in their behavior. What once felt like a constant flow of attention may become inconsistent, or it may feel like their affection is contingent on how well you meet their needs. When you try to assert your own boundaries or express your feelings, the narcissist may respond with anger, possessiveness, or frustration. Their need to feel superior and validated becomes so intense that they may even lash out or attempt to regain control when they perceive that they are losing influence over you. They may attempt to guilt-trip you, create confusion, or manipulate the situation to regain the upper hand in the relationship. If you try to create distance or push back, their reaction may be even more extreme, often involving attempts to reignite the initial love-bombing phase or provoke jealousy to make you feel more emotionally tethered to them. This pattern of emotional highs and lows can be incredibly exhausting, as you are constantly riding a roller coaster of affection, manipulation, anger, and guilt. It can be difficult to reconcile the loving, attentive partner you first encountered with the controlling, possessive person you're now dealing with. However, It's important to understand that the narcissist is not intentionally trying to hurt you, at least not in the way you might think. Their actions are driven by deep emotional needs and insecurities. The narcissist's behavior is a reflection of their inability to regulate their emotions in a healthy way, and their overwhelming need for validation and control can often lead to hurtful, toxic behaviors. Recognizing this cyclical pattern is key to understanding how to navigate a relationship with a narcissist. It's important to remember that they are not necessarily malicious, but they are emotionally needy in a way that can be harmful to your own mental and emotional health. The crucial step in managing a relationship with a narcissist is learning to set and maintain healthy boundaries. Without clear boundaries, the narcissist will continue to demand attention, validation, and control, often at the expense of your own well-being. By understanding the pattern and recognizing where the cycle is repeating itself, you can protect yourself from the emotional exhaustion and frustration that comes with being caught in their web. In order to maintain your emotional balance, it's essential to prioritize your own needs and well-being. While it may be difficult, especially in the face of their manipulation or attempts to control you, setting boundaries and sticking to them can help break the cycle. Understanding that their behavior is not about you, but rather a reflection of their deep emotional needs, can give you the clarity you need to protect yourself and make decisions that are in your best interest. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this discussion. Understanding narcissism is crucial if you find yourself in a relationship with someone who exhibits these traits. It's not about excusing their behavior, but rather recognizing the emotional dynamics at play. Narcissists need you, not because they truly care about you, but because they rely on your validation to feed their fragile sense of self. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's important to prioritize your own emotional well-being. Setting boundaries, seeking support, and understanding the root of their behavior can help you navigate this complex and challenging dynamic. Narcissists can't afford to lose you, but remember, your worth is not defined by their need for validation. You deserve love, respect, and emotional fulfillment in ways that go beyond what they are capable of offering. Thanks again for watching, and I hope this video has given you deeper insight into the world of narcissism and what narcissists really want. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Stay strong, stay informed, and take care of yourself.